Hi everyone and welcome to our webinar. I'm Anurima, CEO at Go Digital 360 Degree, and it's such a pleasure to be recording this webinar. Whether you're a small business owner, a marketer, or just curious about influencer strategies, you're in the right place. Today we're going to talk about something that's reshaping how local brands grow, micro and nano influencers. And no, you don't need celebrity budgets to make this work. You just need the right strategy and a bit of creativity. Influencer marketing isn't about flashy endorsements anymore. It's about real people creating real conversions. And that's what we're diving into today. We're calling it Influence the Influencer because that's exactly what you learn how to approach the right people, build authentic partnerships, and turn those collaborations into measurable results. If you've ever wondered how smaller creators can drive big impact, stay tuned. This session is packed with practical ideas. And don't worry, this won't be a dry lecture with too many technical terms. We've designed the session to be easy to understand, fun to follow, and full of takeaways that you can apply immediately. Think of this as your personal guide to navigating the influencer space like a pro, even if you're just getting started. And yes, we'll be sharing real life examples along the way so you see how others have made it work without burning through their marketing budget. We know your time is valuable and we want to be worth every minute. So make yourself comfortable, keep a pen in handy for notes, and feel free to jot down any questions as we go. We'll take them up in the comment section. This is going to be an exciting ride, and by the end of it, you'll have a complete roadmap to start building meaningful influencer partnerships that can truly elevate your local brand.
Thanks, Anurima. And hello, everyone. I am Mehak, COO at Go Digital 360 Degree. I am equally excited to be here with all of you today. Now, if you're thinking, I don't have a marketing team or a massive ad budget, can I still do influencer marketing? The answer is yes. In fact, this approach is designed for businesses like yours. You don't need thousands of rupees or viral fame. What you need is strategy, relevance, and the right people backing you. The power of micro and nano influencers lies in their authenticity. They are not celebrities or polished brand ambassadors. They are your everyday Instagrammers, bloggers, students, moms, creators, whatever. People who have built genuine trust with their communities. And that trust, it translates into attention, interest, and eventually action. Our goal today is to show you how to find these influencers, connect with them, and build partnerships that feel natural, not transactional. Throughout this webinar, we'll take you step by step, starting with why smaller influencers are more impactful than you think, how to identify the ones that are right for you, how to reach out without sounding like a sales pitch, and how to build campaigns that actually work. Whether you're running a boutique, a bakery, a service business, or even a product startup, this framework is flexible enough to fit your goals. Before we dive into the slides, just one thing to remember, influencer marketing isn't just a trend, it's a long term investment in storytelling and trust. And when done right, it can be a game changer for your brand visibility, your online engagement, and yes, your sales. So let's get started, let's get inspired, and let's influence the influencer together.
All right, let's start with the most important question: why influencer marketing in the first place? Why not just boost posts, run ads, or hand out flyers? The answer is simple: people trust people. That's the core of influencer marketing. Just about think about the last time you brought something just because someone you follow on Instagram said, "Hey, I tried this and it's amazing." It's like getting a recommendation from a friend, and that's way more powerful than a sponsored ad popping up randomly on your screen. We're living in a time where attention spans are short and trust is everything. Traditional ads often feels like background noise, but influencers speak the language of their followers. They tell stories, show real results, and share experiences, making the product feel relatable. And that's the magic. When someone you follow says, I love this local bakery, you're way more likely to check it out than if you just saw a banner ad. This shift from ads to authenticity is what makes influencer marketing so effective. Also, let's not forget today's customer is smart. They want to see before they move. Influencers show products in real time, in real life. Whether it's a skincare product, a meal at a cafe, or a kurti from a local brand, they try it, wear it, taste it, and talk about it. That realness builds trust, and that trust, that's what drives people to try something new. When done right, influencer marketing doesn't feel like marketing at all. It feels like a recommendation from someone you admire. So, whether you're a brand new business or you've been around for a while, tapping into influencers can help you expand your reach organically. It's no longer just about getting your name out there, it's about getting the right people to talk about your brand in a way that feels personal, believable, and natural. And that's what builds loyalty over time. That's why we are here today to show you how to unlock this potential for your business.
Absolutely. And let's talk a bit about what's happening in the marketing world right now. Ad blockers are on the rise. Consumers are skipping YouTube ads, and even Instagram is flooded with sponsored content that people just scroll past. In this noise, how do you stand out? Simple. You stand next to someone your audience already trusts. That's where influencers come in. They are not just content creators, they are conversation starters, and conversations lead to conversions. The beauty of influencer marketing is that it can be tailored to fit any budget. You don't need to hire someone with 1 million followers to get results. In fact, we'll show you today how influencers with just 1,000 or 2,000 engaged followers can deliver better ROI than larger creators. Why? Because their communities are tight knit, they engage more deeply, and the recommendation carry weight. It's like marketing through a trusted inner circle. Let me give you a quick example. A small local skincare brand in Pune sent PR kits to 10 nano influencers, each with around 3K followers. These creators made unboxing videos, showed how they use the products, and gave honest feedback. Guess what? The brand saw a 40% spike in orders over the next 10 days. No celebrity endorsements, no paid media, just real people talking to real people. That's the kind of power we're talking about today. So, if you've ever thought influencer marketing was only for big brands with huge teams, you can let go of that thought now. What you need is a strategy that's clear, consistent, and creative. We are going to walk you through every step in this journey. We'll cover how to identify the right influencers, craft the perfect pitch, and build campaign that align with your goals. By the time we are done, you'll know exactly how to make influencer marketing work for your brand. Let's go.
So now that we understand why influencer marketing works so well, let's zoom in on the stars of today's show, nano and micro influencers. These are not the Alia Bhatts or Virat Kohlis of the internet. These are just people like you, me, and your college friend who shares book reviews or makeup looks on Instagram. Nano influencers typically have under 10,000 followers, and micro influencers sit somewhere between 10,000 to 100,000. But don't let those numbers fool you. The impact is massive where it matters. What makes them more powerful is how genuinely connected they are with their audience. Their followers don't just double tap or scroll, they comment, they ask questions, they buy what's recommended, and they trust the person behind the post. These influencers aren't living a glossy, distant celebrity life. They're sharing their day to day, their recommendations, their struggles, and because of that, their words feel honest. Their honesty is gold for brands looking to build long term relationships and their customers. Let's say there's a mom in Jaipur with 3,000 followers who reviews baby products. She might not have the biggest following, but when she recommends a diaper brand, you better believe her audience is listening because they know she's tried it, tested it, and only shares what she truly believes in. That kind of credibility can't be bought. It's earned slowly and sincerely. And when your brand is endorsed through that lens, it becomes a part of conversation, not just another product being sold. Working with nano and micro influencers is like handing your brand over to a friend who knows how to talk about it better than you. They know how to bring emotion, how to show your product in a real world scenario, and how to make their audience feel like, hey, this could be for me too. That emotional connect is what leads to action. So, yes, there may be small in numbers, but they're mighty to influence.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? These influencers often don't consider themselves influencers. They're passionate about a topic, suppose fitness, fashion, food, travel, and they share consistently. The community grows because people relate to them, not because they're following a trend. The authenticity is what makes them stand out. They don't have to act like salespeople because their audience already trusts them to give honest opinions. Let's look at an example. There's a young artist in Indore who does small time reels of her DIY projects. She once casually mentioned a local stationery brand she loves, and boom, the brand got a flood of new DMs asking where to buy. She wasn't paid for it, it wasn't a campaign, it was just a real love for a product. The movement had more impact than a full blown ad campaign might have had, simply because it felt organic. That's the space nano and micro influencers thrive in. And from brand's perspective, this is a dream scenario. These influencers are affordable to work with. They're enthusiastic collaborators and they take the time to craft meaningful content. They shoot in natural light, edit with love, write thoughtful captions, and often even throw in extra mention just because they're happy with the product. It's a refreshing shift from formal, big bird partnerships. This is influence done with the heart. What we love most is that these influencers bring brand into real life. Your product is no longer just a flat lay on a white background. It's part of someone's dinner, their outfit of the day, their skincare routine, their workspace. That's how people discover new things now by seeing them in action in little moments. And that's exactly what nano and macro influencers offer visibility that feels real and relevant.
All right. Now, here's the fun part. Why are small influencers the best match for local businesses? Think of it this way. Imagine you've opened a cute new cafe in your neighborhood. Would you rather have a Bollywood celeb post once and never visit again? Or have three local foodies who live nearby drop in regularly, post stories, and tell the influencers, guys, this is a hidden gem? I know what I'd pick, and that's where the magic of small influencers really shines. They're connected to the same streets, markets, and city corners your brand is in. Their audience is often their neighbors, their friends, people living in the same area who trust them because they speak the same language, sometimes literally. This hyper-local connection creates a ripple effect. One small shout-out from a nano influencer can drive footfalls, orders, and DMs within hours, simply because it's targeted to the exact people you're trying to reach. Let's take an example. There's a boutique in Chandigarh that started working with four fashion bloggers in the city. These girls didn't have massive follower counts, but they had engaged local communities. They did try-ons, walked around Sector 17 in the off outfits, tagged the store, and people came. Orders came. The boutique became known. All because the right people in the right place talked about it in the right way. That's the kind of results we're talking about, not just reach, but relevance. And don't forget, these influencers aren't some faraway digital personalities. They go to the same salon, visit the same grocery stores, eat at the same food joints as their audience. So they say, hey, this new salad bowl is from X Cafe, is worth trying. It doesn't feel like promotion, it feels personal. For local brands, this closeness is priceless. It's not about making noise, it's about starting real conversations with your very own city.
I love that cafe example. It's exactly how small influencers create buzz that sticks. Now, here's another angle. Small influencers are also easier to build long term relationships with. Since they're growing with you, they often become true brand advocates. And guess what? That loyalty shows in their content. They're excited to talk about you again and again, not because you're paying them every time, but because you're now a part of their daily routine. And for brands working on a tight budget, which let's be honest, most local businesses are, this makes financial sense. You're not pouring lakhs into celebrity endorsements or high cost campaigns. You're investing wisely into people who care. And that care reflects in their audience too. These creators are like brand storytellers, and because they are local, their story feels even more relatable. It's not about sale, it's about depth. There's also a level of creativity and hustle that small influencers bring in. They know their audience so well, they understand what clicks, what kind of reels or stories work, and they tailor your product into content that performs. They'll shoot in a park, at home, on the street, no fancy studio, just real setting that connect with real people. The authenticity, that's what makes a viewers pause and say, hey, I trust this recommendation. So, when you're a local brand trying to reach hearts and home in your community, these small influencers become your biggest asset. They don't just bring in sales, they bring in believers. People who keep coming back, who tell their friends, and who remember your brand because it came to them from someone they already trust. That's a long game. And we are here to help you master it.
Okay, so now that we know how amazing nano and micro influencers are, the big question is where do we find them? I mean, they're not wearing badges and say, hey, I'm a micro influencer, hire me, right? But here's the secret, they're all around us. In fact, you might already be following a few without even realizing it. The key is learning how to spot them and approach them the right way. Start with your own customer base. Yes, seriously, many local businesses have influencers already sitting in their DMs or commenting on their posts. Let's say you own a small clothing store. There might be a regular customer who always posts selfies in your outfits and tags you. Maybe she has just 2,000 followers, but those followers are engaged. That's your nano influencer right there. She's already a fan, already talking about you. Why not formalize that love? Another great place to explore is location based hashtags. Open Instagram and type in something like hashtag Jaipur blogger or hashtag Delhi Eats or hashtag Pune Fitness. You'll instantly find a pool of content creators who are sharing authentic local content and who might be perfect for your brand. It's like a treasure hunt. And once you find them, don't hesitate to engage naturally. Like their posts, drop a comment, reply to their stories, be human first before going into pitch mode. Also, don't underestimate referrals. Once you work with one good influencer, ask them if they know someone else with a similar vibe. These communities are tight knit. Influencers often know each other and love recommending brands to their peers. It's a ripple effect. One honest collaboration leads to another, and before you know it, you've got a little army of micro ambassadors cheering for your brand from every corner of your city.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of this approach. Is that it's not overwhelming. You are not sending out hundreds of cold email or chasing big fish. You're focusing on real people who already align with your brand's energy. One thing I've seen work wonders is simply checking out who's tagging your competitors. Let's say you're a skincare brand in Bangalore. Go see who's tagging other indie skincare brands from your area. Those are hot leads because clearly they are into what you're offering to. Another fun trick is to stalk local cafes, gyms, salons, or even college accounts. These places get tagged all the time by people with micro following, and often these creators are more than happy to collaborate if product or service align with their niche. It's all about listening, not hunting. Watch who's posting consistently, who's getting comments from friends and followers, and who's telling genuine stories. And don't worry if they don't have a creator or influencer title on their profile. A lot of incredible content creators are just getting credit or don't even realize they can monetize their influence. If they have consistent content, a niche, and a strong connection with their audience, that's a green flag. You can be the brand that gives them their first collab story to share, and trust me, that's a bond they'll never forget. Ultimately, the idea is to treat this like relationship building, not recruiting. When you find the right fit, it's less of a transaction and more of a shared vision. So, whether it's through hashtags, location tags, past customers, or good old stalking, obviously the professional kind, your next influencer partner might just be a scroll away.
All right. So you found some amazing local influencers, maybe a few foodie pages, a fashion lover who lives down the road, or that one gym enthusiast who posts every workout. Now comes the million-dollar question. How do you reach out without sounding robotic or desperate? Spoiler alert, you don't slide in with high collab and disappear. This is where your approach sets the tone for everything. Think of it like this. If you met someone at a party who you wanted to work with, would you just walk up and say, want to promote my product? Probably not, right? You chat first, compliment their content, ask how they build their audience, build a little rapport. That's exactly what you want to do online too. Start by following them, engaging with their posts, and getting a feel of their vibe. The idea is to warm them up before dropping your pitch. Once you're ready to reach out, your message should feel genuine and human. Something like, hey, I absolutely love your content on local cafes. It's so fun and real. I run a homegrown bakery in the same city, and I'd love to explore if we can work together on something sweet and simple. Keep it friendly, casual, but clear. You're not begging, you're inviting someone into your partnership that benefits both. And honestly, most importantly, respect their creativity. Don't send them a whole list of do's and don'ts in the first message. Let them know that what your product is, what you admire about their page, and that you're open to ideas. Trust builds faster when you treat influencers as collaborators, not just promoters. Because at the end of the day, they know their audience better than anyone.
Truly. I always say approaching influencers is like making a new friend. You wouldn't jump into a friendship by asking for favors, right? You start with kindness, a compliment, or just being interested in what they do. That's what makes creators feel valued, not just used. When someone feels seen and appreciated, they're more likely to say yes and give the best. Now, sometimes you might want to send them a little freebie or a sample of a product first. That's a great way to build trust. Let's say you own a candle brand. You could DM them saying, hey, I'd love to send you a few of a new scents with no pressure to post. Just wanted you to try them. That little gesture shows that you're confident in your product and not just after a quick shout out. And when they like it, more time they'll post it naturally. Also, don't ghost them after the first conversation. When they say yes, no, or maybe, stay in touch, react to their stories, cheer for their wins, and keep the connection alive. Because even if they are not a fit today, they might be a perfect for a campaign 3 months down the line. Influencer marketing is a relationship business, not a one time. One last thing, be transparent. If you have a budget, share it. If you don't, be honest and offer barter or affiliate deals instant. Most nano and micro influencers understand where small brands are coming from. They've been there too. It's the sincerity that wins hearts, not flashy offers. So be clear, be kind, and most of all, be you. That's the pitch you can.
Okay, now the money question. This is where most local brands start sweating. Do I have to pay them? Or what if they ask for too much? Let me ease your mind right now. Working with nano and micro influencers doesn't have to break the bank. In fact, many of them are open to collaborations that go beyond just money. Think barter, gifts, or affiliate models. It's all about creating value on both sides. Let's say you're a small coffee brand just launching in the city. You reach out to a local influencer who loves trying different brews. Instead of offering 5,000 upfront, you say, hey, can we send you a box of our specialty blends to try? If they love it, they might post without even asking for anything more. It's a mutual win. And when there's mutual respect, the conversation can grow into something bigger. Of course, if you do have a small budget, use it smartly. Instead of spending 15,000 on one big influencer, you could work with five micro ones at 2,000 each and still have some budget left to boosting the posts. It's not about the follower count, it's about the connection. A micro influencer with 3,000 followers, but real conversations in their comments is way more valuable than someone with 30,000 followers and friends. And yes, every influencer is different. Some might have a fixed rate card, some might be happy with gifts, and some might ask for a mix, maybe 1,000 plus a free product. That's okay. What matters is that both of you feel good about the exchange. It should never feel like a deal. It should feel like a partnership that makes sense and feels fair.
Totally. And here's the fun part, influencer marketing isn't always about rupees and paise. For smaller creators, sometimes just the experience of working with a brand, getting featured on your page, or even getting tagged in a post can be a big deal. Imagine how exciting it is for someone to receive a free skincare hamper, style it creatively, and get featured on a brand's Instagram. That's huge for them and it builds loyalty. Also, let's talk about non-monetary value. If you're a salon, offer a free service. If you run a co-working space, offer a day pass. A restaurant, invite them for food tasting. Experiences are currency too, and they create content that feels real and exciting. The influencer enjoys it, their followers enjoy it, and your brand gets noticed. It's a win win win. Now, if you're considering paying, always ask for the insights like reach, engagement, rate, story views before deciding. Don't go and follow numbers alone. A nano influencer with 1500 followers and 800 views on stories is way more powerful than someone with 20K followers and 100 views. Quality beats quantity every single time. Finally, approach payment like a conversation, not a transaction. Ask what they usually charge. Share what your brand can offer and be open. If the vibe is right, both sides usually meet somewhere in the middle. And if they're not the right fit, that's okay too. There are so many creators out there. The right ones won't just fit your budget, they'll believe in your brand.
Now that you found your dream micro influencers and figured out how to approach and pay them, it's time to ask the big question, what do we want them to do? And here's the exciting part. It doesn't have to be the usual, hey guys, buy this. There are so many creative ways influencers can talk about your brand that feels fun, natural, and scroll stopping. Let's say you own a quirky stationery brand. Instead of straight up posting like, I got this cute pen, ask them to do what's in my bag reel, where your pen just happens to be there. Subtle, right? Or maybe you're a home bakery, you could ask them to do a cozy Sunday morning story with your muffins and a cup of coffee. It's about weaving your product into their lifestyle so it feels relatable and authentic. And remember, every influencer has their own strengths. Some are brilliant with Instagram stories, some shine with reels, and others are great at writing fun captions or reviews. So instead of giving them a script, give them a direction. For example, we want to highlight how a product fits into your daily routine. Feel free to share it in your own style. That shows you trust their creativity, and trust goes a long way. Lastly, think beyond Instagram posts. Can they write a blog, shoot a mini tutorial, host a giveaway, or even come live with your brand? One amazing creator baking a cake with your brand's chocolate chips live. That's gold. And guess what? Their followers love watching something real, unfiltered, and fun. That's the kind of content that sticks with people.
Absolutely. I love when brands think outside the box with influencers. Like if you're a skincare brand, instead of saying do a review, you could ask them to film a night routine with me and your product just slides in there. It feels natural and storytelling based. That's what today's audience connects with. Real life moments, not post promotions. Another fun idea, ask them to share before and after experiences. Maybe someone's trying your health drink for 10 days. Let them document that journey. Or if you're a clothing brand, how about a reel where they style one outfit in three different ways? It's useful content for their audience and organic exposure for you. Double win. And if you're launching something new, let them be a part of the buzz. Give them a sneak peek and ask them to tease it on their page. Audience love that feeling of being in the loop before something drops. It's like they're a part of a secret club and your brand is the host. One thing I always suggest, don't overlet them with instructions. You're working with creators, not actors in a commercial. Let them be themselves. The more creative freedom you give, the more unique and engaging the content will be. Because at the end of the day, their followers follow them for their voice, not a brand manual. Give them the idea, then let them bring the magic.
So now that you've sent your goodies, seen the posts go live, and your brand's looking cute on Instagram, let's talk about how to measure success. And before you roll your eyes thinking this is going to be a math class, don't worry, we're not diving into complex analytics. We're just going to help you read the signs that tell you if your influencer strategy is working. Now, the first thing you want to check is engagement. Are people liking, commenting, sharing, saving? Are they asking questions about your product? Did the post start a conversation? Because let's be real, one thoughtful comment from a potential customer is more powerful than 50 likes. You want buzz, curiosity, and people clicking through to your page. Now, here's something simple yet powerful. Ask the influencer to share their story insights. You can see how many people viewed their story, tapped forward, replied, or even clicked the link. If you're running a campaign with a swipe up or link in bio access, those link clicks are super important. You don't need fancy dashboards, you just need those screenshots from your creators. And don't forget the DMs. Sometimes customers won't comment, they'll quietly message you, hey, I saw XYZ using your product. Is it available in my city? That's success because someone took the effort to reach out. So track that, keep a note of what kind of buzz you're getting after a collab goes live. Your growth is not always linear, but if your DMs are busier than usual, something is working.
And let's not forget about traffic. Even if you don't have a full blown website, check how many people are landing on your page after a post. Did your follower count go up? Did your website visits increase? Even a few extra visits mean something sparked curiosity. You can even ask, how did you hear about us? And many will mention the influencer. And as a fun little tip, give influencer a custom code, like whatever you want to give. And track how many people use it to shop. It's not just about sales, it's about influence. Even if they don't buy right away, they've noticed your brand. That recall is priceless. It means when they do need what you offer, you'll be on top of their mind. Another great sign, if other influencers or customers start tagging you without you asking, that's organic reach. Your campaign has created a ripple effect. And even if you're not flooded with orders right away, you're building a presence, a personality for your brand that people are connecting with. Lastly, give your campaigns time to breathe. Not every result shows up in 24 hours. Sometimes a reel picks up after a week, or a follower saves your post and buys from you later. Influencer marketing isn't a vending machine where you put rupees 10 and instantly get results. It's more like planting seeds, and the right nurturing, it grows beautifully.
Okay, we've come full circle from figuring out who micro and nano influencers are to where to find them, how to approach them, what to offer, what to ask them to create, and finally, how to track success. You now have a full toolkit to build your own local influencer strategy. And guess what? You didn't need a fancy PR agency or a sky high budget to get there. That's the power of understanding and doing things intentionally. The key takeaway, you're not just looking for influencers, you're building relationships, real ones, with people who genuinely care about your product, who speak your audience's language, and who can become a long-term brand advocates. Don't treat these partnerships as one-time gigs. If someone did a great job once, nurture that connection, they can grow with your brand. And don't be afraid to experiment. Maybe your first few collaborations don't go viral or bring massive sales, and that's okay. Every campaign teaches you something. You'll slowly understand what kind of creators work best for your audience, which formats are more engaging, and how your brand's personality shines through others. It's all part of the game. So if you're a small fashion boutique, a homemaker, yoga instructor, or a local cafe, you can make waves. With the right micro influencer strategy, you'll not only get noticed, but you'll also build community, credibility, and consistent growth. That's the magic of influence done right.
Beautifully said. And I'll just add this, influencer marketing isn't a shortcut. It's about getting 1,000 orders overnight. It's about storytelling. It's about someone trusted saying, hey, I've tried it and I love it, in a way that feels natural. That's where the real influence lies. People listen to people they trust. So when you collaborate with the right voices, your brand becomes part of real conversations. And how cool is that? You get to co-create with people who love doing this stuff. They bring their creativity, their energy, their quirks, and your product gets showcased in ways you never even imagined. That's what makes this so exciting. Every collaboration is like a little mini campaign with its own vibe and magic. Also, don't forget to celebrate the wins, even the tiny ones. A spike in DMs, a sweet comment, someone saying, I saw this on XYZ page. Those are all signals that your brand is growing. Clap for yourself when your brand is being spoken about, even in the smallest of circles. That's influence. So take the first step, reach out to one creator you love, slide into their DMs, have a real conversation, and start small. It's the consistent, thoughtful steps that lead to massive brand love. You've got this. And if you ever feel stuck, um, me and her are just a mesh away.
So, if you've got any questions or suggestions, you can drop them in the comments section and we'll be happy to answer. And if you're looking for someone to plan, manage, or supercharge your influencer strategy, Connect with Go Digital 360 Degree.
We're all about helping brands grow the smart, impactful, and budget friendly way. Let's go out there and influence the influencer. Thank you.